Okay, looks like everything's working. Hello and welcome to today's video. I'm Sean, aka Uncle Frogface. If you're new here, then welcome. If you're not new, then welcome back. Today is going to be a slightly different video in that I don't really have any direction that I'm going to go for this, and it is for a very specific reason. So, this week is National Mental Health Week. If you know me, if you know the channel, you know I am a massive mental health advocate, and we'll go into that in a little bit. But as a kind of mental health exercise, what I thought I would do today is just sit down and kind of do what I would normally do when I'm feeling a little bit low, or when I'm just in the mood to create something but don't really know what I'm going to create. So over here I've got my drawing board, I've got pencils, I've got pens, I've got all different art supplies around me. I'm just going to do some sketching and then see what happens from there. And it also gives you guys a little bit of a chance to see behind the scenes, you know, not Sean, not Uncle Frogface the YouTuber, but me actually as an artist and what I do day to day really when I'm creating art. So that's the plan for today. Hopefully it'll be enjoyable for you. It definitely will be for me, because this is what I do and it's what I love doing, but it is going to be slightly different. We're just going to see where it goes. Let's just trust the process and pop my glasses on and let's get stuck in. Okay, that was actually quite fun, just to sit back and sketch like that. Come on in, let's have a look at what I've been doing. Okay, so just to start off, this is just normal printer paper. You know, it's just A4 paper. It's what I used to do most of my quick sketches on. But I'll show you how I start. So I always start with a little bit of an exercise just to get my hands and my arm working. So I've got some circles, I've got some perspective, got a little eye down here as well, and then from the eye I just started drawing a bunch of cartoon style eyes. It's something that I've kind of been working on a little bit. I like cartoons, I like animation, and I want to start kind of doing a little bit more of that. To that end, I actually did a little quick sketch of this octopus here, which I actually really like, and I want to do something with. Whether that's today or not, I don't know, but yeah, I do really like that octopus. Then I went ahead and was just doing some more sketching, so I've got a couple of little weird faces down here, kind of getting my eyes working, a bird, a little bit of wildlife up here. Again, more just general sketching. There's nothing really here that's sparking anything for me. I do quite like this here, but then I decided to do some animals. Wildlife is always my safe place to go to. So we've got a blue-footed booby here, a little raccoon face, a hippopotamus, which I quite like. I like the hippo, but I really like this cockatiel down here. It's such a weird, severe shape. I think it works really well. And then from that I thought, you know what, I can use that shape in a dragon. So I just started kind of sketching out different dragon heads and little match up here, because I had the idea of a tiny little dragon wrapped around a match. But yeah, that's kind of where we were with sketching. So what I would normally do now is have a little break, have a cup of tea, come back and think, you know what, this is what I'm going to do, this is where I'm going to go from here. So that is exactly what I'm going to do now. I'm going to grab my cup, I'm going to go and make a cup of tea, and I'll be back in just a minute. Okay, I was drinking my cup of tea. I haven't quite finished it yet, but obviously this one here, this octopus, it's calling to me. I do like the dragon, but that might be a project for another time. The octopus, I've had a bit of a doodle on a potential sketch here. So what I'm going to do, I think I might do this as a watercolour, you know. Let me see what I've got. Do I have watercolor? I've definitely got watercolor paper. Have I got any prepared? Let's see. I'm going to see what I've got, and then I'm going to set up, and we'll start actually sketching this out. This kind of fits. It's mermaid at the moment as well, so why not do something aquatic? There we go. So I actually managed to find some art boards. This is watercolor art board that I have. I've actually got another 4 of these. A4. It's really thick, which means that you don't have to really prepare it beforehand, which is really nice. I've got my desk at an angle, so I'm just going to use a bit of blue tack and stick this down, and then I'm going to start sketching out my design, and then I can get all of my watercolor supplies out, all of the different colors and bits and bobs that I've had, and just have a bit of a play. Good thing with this artboard is that I've used it before, and I have used these Unipin fine liners to draw on it, which are waterproof and work really well with watercolors. So I think I'm going to be doing that as well. I'll do an initial sketch in pencil, then I'll ink up, and then I will I'll watercolor. So I think I'm going to change the camera angle as well, so you can get a nice good view of this, and then we'll get cracking. Okay, so as this time lapse is playing out, I'm going to chat to you about mental health, because it's a subject that I'm incredibly passionate about, and there's a reason I'm incredibly passionate about it, and it's something that I've spoken about before on podcasts and even on this channel, but I think it's worth repeating. So for those of you that don't know, I have a neurological condition. I have a condition called functional neurological disorder that I got as a result of a motorbike accident in 2009. I have gone through a lot of changes over the years since that accident, from being kind of functional to not, as the name kind of suggests, with functional neurological disorder. At its worst, I was in a wheelchair for 7.5 years. I had trouble with speech and memory, and couldn't remember my own siblings' names sometimes. It really impacted my life in a huge way. The thing that really got me through all of that, and has been part of my treatment and therapy, is art. It's why I started my YouTube channel, to share that love of creativity and the healing power of creativity as well. And that goes both for mental and physical. I had a lot of issues with my hands after the accident, and actually getting back into knitting and sewing was amazing physiotherapy. But the thing that I found the most, and the thing that I know a lot of people suffer with when it comes to things like anxiety, depression, is feeling disconnected. You feel like everything's going on around you, you've got no control in your life at all, and that starts to weigh on you a lot, and it just gets worse and worse, and you try and think about it and it gets worse. So I tend to disconnect from everything that's causing me any kind of stress, anxiety, depression, by doing art and being creative. It's become part of my everyday life. This is how I take care of myself. Some people go to the gym, which I probably should do more of, and some people look after their mental health. I'm definitely on the mental health side. Both sides are important. I've said this before, I've said this in podcasts before. Everyone has physical health, everyone has mental health. Your physical health can be good, your physical health can be poor. Your mental health can be good, your mental health can be poor. Just because you have good physical or good mental health doesn't mean you don't need to check in on yourselves. My mental health right now is actually pretty good, but it doesn't mean I'm not checking in on myself. It doesn't mean that I'm not doing those exercises. I'm not taking that time. I'm still taking the time to check in with myself and say, you know what, am I okay? Is everything all right? Do I need 5 minutes out? Do I need just to spend some time on myself? And sometimes, even if you don't need it, sometimes it's nice to do that. And just like this octopus, sometimes things come out of nowhere and surprise us like a tiny submarine. And being able to say, you know what, it's fine. I can manage this head on because I'm in a good space mentally, is, honestly, it just feels lovely. So I'm going to encourage all of you to go out there, check in on yourself, take 5 minutes to go for a walk, do a bit of mindful walking where you're walking around and just concentrating on what you're doing whilst you're walking. Do some physical exercise if that's your thing. Get your knitting out, get your cross stitch out, get that paint by numbers out, or your woodwork, whatever it is that is your creative outlet, go and do it. get it out there, have fun, disconnect from everything that's causing you stress, and just take some time for yourself. But anyway, that's all I'm going to say for Mental Health Week this year. Of course, it's not just a once a year thing, it's something we should be doing all of the time. And I'm going to go out there and say, if you need to talk to anyone, there are services out there, but please drop me a message, whether it's on Instagram or Facebook or even on YouTube. Drop me a message. I'm always open to chatting to people who need someone to talk to. And there we go, all finished. I've actually, I feel so much calmer and relaxed now. Not that I wasn't before, but you know, it has been a stressful few months, and just doing my thing, being creative, not having any expectations of what's going to happen, and just having fun with art. Honestly, it's like a tonic. I feel so much better. And I encourage any of you, if you're feeling just a little bit off, go out there, do something creative, pick up some knitting needles or a pencil or something. Just have a bit of fun to yourself. I really like the expression on this octopus. Like, oh, what is this? What's this thing coming towards me in this little submarine? I used mainly Viviva paints. Actually, I think I used all Viviva paints on this, so they are really nice. They're really lovely paints. Not that matters, you know, it's not a review of anything at all. But I'd love to know what you guys think of this. I want to know what you do to de-stress and kind of deal with your own mental health. What is your creative outlet? Leave a comment down below. As always, I really hope you've enjoyed today's video. And until next time, goodbye.